Yeah, obviously we know it's going to be a very different game. I mean, it's a big tournament and they kind of have a completely different group, so we can't really take much from there. I mean, we know we had a good result against them, but it's all about having a good result now. That's all that matters.
Thanks, Donald. Next up, let's take Hayden Bird from the Boston Globe.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this and congrats on the win. Question kind of for Miles, or I guess specifically for Miles. Just kind of, I wanted to kind of get your perspective, just kind of given your journey over the last couple of years, and obviously the unlucky part of 2022 and having to miss out with injury. I guess from that point to now, I guess, kind of, is this a little extra special for you, or kind of what does this mean, in the standpoint of your journey over the last couple of years?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a long road, filled with ups and downs. But yeah, I'm definitely so grateful to be here with these great group of guys and, hopefully competing for a medal and all that. But it's just been a lot of hard work. And I'm obviously grateful to be here.
Yeah, and then I guess just a follow up, I would be remiss as a Boston area reporter if I didn't ask just kind of about the local reaction to you around here, just your family. I don't know if you have anyone there supporting you in France, or just what has the reaction maybe also been, closer to home back here?
Yeah, all my guys back home, my family, my friends are all really, happy for me. They're supportive, and I know they're cheering me on. So I'm definitely happy for their support.
Great, thank you, and good luck.
Great. Next up, let's take Andrew Jones from the Believe Network.
Thank you, Chris. Just a question for Miles in terms of how you played against France, with how you could have been up 2 or even 3-0 if luck just went your way. The group was already a confident team going in. Did you feel even more confident about your prospects to win a medal with how well you played in France and how that was shown in how you played against New Zealand? Thank you.
Yeah, and I think there's some good moments that we had as a group against France. Obviously, the result didn't go our way, but there's some moments we can take to use as a positive. But I think this group is continuing to grow, continuing to learn about each other, and hopefully we can continue to progress and kind of move forward. And if we do that, there's the sky's the limit.
Thanks, Andrew. Next up, let's go to Stephen L. Britton from NBC Cincinnati.
Hey guys, congrats on the big win. Hopefully, serve some success moving forward. Miles, question for you, obviously from here in Cincinnati. Have you been in contact with your teammates? Obviously, you guys are mid-season back home, but how you're off on this international tour for a little bit. What's been the communication back home? Any tips or pointers that anybody's been given to you to help you guys continue to be successful?
Yeah, I've definitely talked to some of the guys, stayed up to date with everything over there. Talked to the coach, Pat, all that. And I think they're sending me their support and their love. And, I'm just trying to use all that for energy out here.
Thank you. Next up, let's take Sam Borden from ESPN.
Miles, just was hoping that you could follow up a little bit on, your journey, as you were saying before, has been pretty remarkable. Was there like a low point? I mean, where you thought, okay, like this kind of international moment that I was hoping to have but couldn't have, wasn't going to happen? What was sort of the path that you went on, and then how did you feel when you realized, okay, the Olympics is in front of me?
I mean, definitely tearing my Achilles could have been a low point, but I don't think I ever went too low. I think I'm grateful for the friends and family that I was around, that kind of, built me up, boosted my spirits in, some dark times. But yeah, I kind of just continue to go day by day and one step in front of the other and try to, continue to work hard. And thankfully that got me here in this position. And I'm just trying to, do the most to, capitalize on these opportunities.
Thanks, Sam. Next up, let's go back to Steve Goff from the Washington Post.
Questions for Jack. Do you, as one of the younger guys on this squad, do you appreciate, are you able to appreciate what's at stake here? Obviously, you've played in big tournaments, big games as a professional and as a national team player. But to get to an Olympic quarterfinal, especially in the wake of some of the trouble the senior team had this summer. Do you understand the importance here?
Yeah, I think for sure I do. I mean, I was a part of the team that qualified us here, and that was kind of a huge deal for us, kind of being the ones that done it since like the past couple of groups really couldn't get it done. And I think to now be here, I think it's like me and Paxton that are kind of the only two that were at qualifying, and here we kind of understand the significance. And the older guys here have also talked to us, telling us about the moment, how big it is, and how big it could be if we make it to the next stage too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Next up, let's go to Dylan Butler with MLS.
Just kind of piggybacking off of Steve's question, guys, and this is for both Jack and Miles. How special would that be? I mean, you're not there yet. Obviously, you've got a tough match ahead, but how special would that be for you guys to get to the knockout stages?
Yeah, I think it'd mean everything, but like you're saying, we can't, get too far ahead of ourselves. I think we got a big game coming up, and it's just full focus on that, and hopefully a good result happens, and then we can, go from there.
Yeah, like Miles said, we know that this is the most important game we've had so far. If we win, we're through. So that's kind of all we can focus on now.
Thank you. Next up, let's go back to Andrew Jones from the Believe Network.
Thank you again, Chris. Just for either one of you two, I don't know if you saw with Canadian soccer having their issue at the moment and how it involved even the men's national team. Do you feel, specifically, Miles, when this happened during the time when you were right on the national team, the senior men's national team, should some extra penalties happen to them if you've been able to see what's been happening with their scandal that led to FIFA docking points for the women's team?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of it. Some guys have been talking about it. Yeah, but for us, I think we're completely kind of away from all that. We're focused in on ourselves and in our mission we have over here. So it's sort of tough for me to, speak on.
Cool. Next up, let's go back to Hayden Bird from the Boston Globe.
Hey guys, so something that's always kind of cool for the Olympics, I think for fans, but also athletes, is just getting a chance to interact with other athletes, whether it's kind of at the Olympic Village or whatever. I know you guys have been obviously very busy so far, so maybe this hasn't happened yet, but have you had any kind of, fun interactions with other athletes, or is there something that maybe, after, your games are done that you're kind of looking forward to doing over there?
Yeah, no, we really haven't interacted with anyone. We've either been in pre-camp or kind of just getting ready for our games because it's every 3 days, so you kind of either have to be recovering or preparing. So there's not much time to kind of do other things. But hopefully, if the tournament ends and we go pretty far, we can do so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hayden. Next up, let's go back to Donald Wine.
Thanks. And this question is for either of you guys. You obviously have been in Marseille for quite a while. This will be your first time leaving Marseille to play a game. You're going to Saint-Etienne tomorrow. Thoughts on how that affects your approach to anything? Or I know it's a business trip for you guys, but how does it affect how you guys prepare for tomorrow, knowing that you have to get on the road a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we're already here in Lyon, staying at a great hotel. So it's just full focus on, the opponent. We're all professionals here, so we all know what it's like to, hit the road and prepare for a game. So that's kind of the same type of mentality that we have going into tomorrow.
Thanks, Donald. Last two questions now. We'll go to Hayden Bird and then Andrew Jones.
One last question for Miles. Just, you were one of the 3 overage players chosen, obviously, given the Olympic format for the men's tournament. That's kind of, I guess, a special place or whatever. I guess, did you expect that, or kind of what was your reaction to being one of those players?
Yeah, I was just so grateful. It's truly a dream come true to be here representing the United States in the Olympics. So yeah, that's just the one word I can really think of, is just truly grateful that, Marco selected me to be one of the overage players.
Awesome. Thanks again. And again, good luck.
Thanks, Hayden. We'll close now with Mr. Andrew Jones.
And just for you, Jack, you hit the post in the last one and showed how sharp you have been so far. You were so close to scoring that goal. Can you just talk about that as well as just the team just continuing to play well and at least having that result against New Zealand to build into this game?
Yeah, I definitely wish that one went in. It would have been pretty sweet. But I think, yeah, I think in the minutes I've had, I've been pretty well, and that comes with the preparation we've had. Kind of always being ready is what the coach tells me, no matter how many minutes I'm going to play. And it comes to like the kind of the team we have here, everyone's always not really focused on themselves, but for the betterment of the team.